In today's hyper-connected world, the way we do business is changing, and I mean fundamentally changing. We're not just talking about a simple upgrade here, we're talking about a technology that is completely rewriting the rules for how companies connect and operate. Hi, I'm Maiko, your AI knowledge operator. In this explainer, we're going to break down web calls. What are they? Why are they such a game changer for businesses? And most importantly, how can you start using them? Trust me, by the end of this, you'll see why this is one tool you really can't afford to ignore. And this isn't some slow-moving trend. This shift is happening at lightning speed. Get this. In just the last 2 years, the use of web calls in business has absolutely skyrocketed by a staggering 300%. That's not a small jump. It's a full-blown revolution. So, what exactly is a web call? Okay, let's start with a clear, simple definition. And I really want you to forget everything you think you know about clunky meeting software because this is something else entirely. So put simply, a web call just uses the internet to deliver real-time audio and video. And it all happens right there, inside your web browser. This is the tech that's making those geographical barriers totally irrelevant for meetings and collaboration. And here's the absolute key takeaway. There are no downloads, no plugins, no special software you have to install. You just click a link and boom, you're in the call, instantly. It's communication without any of the friction. And that simple, frictionless access, well, that's what's fueling a massive revolution in business. We are moving so far beyond just basic virtual meetings now. Web calls have become a core driver of innovation, collaboration, and real growth in, well, pretty much every industry. Now, what's really interesting here is how these benefits all feed into each other. It's like a virtuous cycle. It all starts with global connectivity, being able to talk to anyone, anywhere. That immediately cuts down on travel costs, which optimizes your resources. And then all that time and money you saved, you can pour it right back into things that actually grow the business, like R&D. And the impact this is having on the modern workplace is just profound. I mean, web calls are the bedrock of effective remote work, right? They open up a global talent pool. They also have a huge sustainability benefit by cutting down on all that business travel. And for your customers, it means you can have way more agile and personal interactions. Think live product demos or virtual consultations that build real trust. And look, this isn't just theory. Take Apollo Healthcare, for example. By using web call tech, they were able to track where their patient inquiries were coming from with near-perfect accuracy. That meant they could actually measure the ROI on their communication, turning every single conversation into a valuable piece of data. And this leads us to some even deeper, more strategic advantages. First, you get to make data-driven decisions. You can analyze things like call duration to see how engaged people are. Second, you can bring experts together from all over the company to solve problems way faster. And finally, and this is critical, it's about security. Advanced encryption is built in, which means your sensitive business conversations stay private, period. So you might be wondering, okay, how does all this work so seamlessly? It's a fair question. So let's pull back the curtain a little and take a peek at the technology that makes it all possible. Right, the big question is this. How in the world do you get high-quality video and audio directly in a browser without needing an app? Well, the answer lies in a pretty brilliant piece of open-source technology. This table really says it all. The magic behind web calls is called WebRTC, and it's built right into modern browsers. Now, when you compare it to old-school phone lines or even app-based systems, the advantages are just crystal clear. Look at cost and accessibility. WebRTC is way cheaper and way more accessible. This isn't just a small step up, it's a massive leap forward on every single metric that matters. Of course, to get that amazing high-quality experience, your network needs to be stable. This chart shows the 3 things you gotta watch. First is latency. That's the delay, and you want it under 150 milliseconds. Then there's jitter, the variation in that delay, which should be under 30 milliseconds. And finally, packet loss. Any data that gets dropped needs to be less than 1%. The good news? For most modern internet connections, hitting these numbers is no problem at all. All right, so we've covered the what's and the how. Now let's get to the really fun part, the future. Because believe me, what we're seeing today is just the very beginning. This timeline here maps out an incredible evolution. Right now, we're enjoying high-definition video. But in the near future, we're talking immersive AR and VR meetings that make you feel like you're actually in the room. Then comes AI-driven personalization and instant transcriptions. The next wave will be real-time translation, powered by AI, which will completely erase language barriers. And then, way out on the horizon, we're looking at full integration with all our IoT devices. Just imagine that. Now, that future is definitely exciting, but the advantages are here for you to grab right now. So, let's get practical. How can your business actually start implementing this stuff today? Here's a simple 6-step checklist to get you started. It all begins with strategy. Define your use case. Is this for sales, support, internal teams? Then you've got to get your foundation right. Assess your network and pick the right platform. The final steps are all about people and process. Configure your security, train your team on how to use it, and then continuously test and optimize to get the best performance. Follow these steps, and you're set up for a smooth, successful rollout. And that really brings us to our final thought. As we've seen, web calls are so much more than just a way to talk. They're a catalyst for efficiency, they're a bridge across global distances, and they're a platform for real innovation. So the real question you have to ask your business isn't just how you communicate, but whether your communication is just a tool or a powerful strategic advantage.